get this. Here we go. This is the latest headline. Bill advances to grant illegal immigrants driver's license in Virginia. Joining us right now is Ann Coulter. Her book, Adios America, talks about this and many other aspects of the illegal immigrant problem in America. And listen, the Republican Party is imperfect, and they were part of the problem and still are part of the problem in many respects. But boy, look what Democrats do as soon as they get power.
No, absolutely. You are so singing my tune. An argument I've made repeatedly, stressed really strongly in my book, Never Trust a Democrat Over Three. I mean, my motto is there are a lot of bad Republicans, there are no good Democrats. And there's no more beautiful illustration of it right now than Trump versus any of his opponents.
Yeah.
I mean, no one is more disappointed in Trump than I am, having totally punted on immigration and, everything for Sheldon Adelson, nothing for his supporters. But you can sit back and say, he's done a few really great things. The main one is the courts.
Yes.
And that's the Federalist Society. And I know Republicans, I'm among them, get fed up with being forced to vote for the likes of, John McCain and plenty of others.
And Mitt Romney.
Both Bushes, Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney was actually better than, at least in what he was claiming, than any of those guys.
Yeah.
Man, has he changed. He may have looked like, Thurston Howell, but he was definitely the strongest on immigration in 2012 by a long shot. Remember he got in that argument with John McCain over with Newt Gingrich saying that we need an amnesty because what are you going to do? Rip children from their grandmother's arms. And Mitt Romney, that was in the Florida debate, and Mitt Romney said yes. Right. So no, I'm not doing any revisionist history on Romney. He was better than McCain or either of the Bushes. Little did we know he was doing this Jekyll and Hyde thing. But yeah, okay, I get fed up with the argument you have to vote Republican for the courts. Oh, please, 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 Americans, please vote Republican for the courts.
Yes. Yes. And by the way, speaking of that, how great a move was that? I often have questions about Mitch McConnell's strategy and how good he is in front of the camera. But the second the impeachment trial was done and Chief Justice Roberts leaves the chamber, he moves to approve another handful of judges. I mean, I loved that.
Yes, but don't get cocky, Republicans. I mean, I know Democrats, this is part of the reason I love watching MSNBC. I always feel like Republicans are on the ascendant. They're so sneaky. Ooh, that was a good trick. We're taking over the world. And then, you get the facts. And I mean, no fault to the Trump administration here, i.e. the Federalist Society. You can only replace judges when they retire. So I'm not blaming them for this, but the number of judges that have been replaced by Trump is actually surprisingly small. I mean, other than 2 on the Supreme Court, that's pretty great, and we'll probably get at least 1 more in the second term. So yeah, that is very, very important. Trump could make it a little easier for us. His State of the Union address was fantastic, magnificent. I loved every single part of it, particularly the part where he drove liberals off their rockers. I mean, that Nancy Pelosi thing, it just shows that the Democratic Party at this point would rather impress their friends than win an election. They're actually dumber than Republicans are here.
That is a great observation.
I hope all your little buddies in San Francisco thought that was a really cool move, Nancy, because it was really ugly and childish and emotional, and all of the stereotypes that feminists complain male chauvinist pigs have about women. Man, do the liberal women have them all. But then I would take exception to a couple of things in his speech the next day. Nothing that liberals are upset about. I think when he used the bull word for the Russia investigation, I thought that was totally appropriate. He should be angry. It was BS. And I don't care that it's in prime time. People always say that, only people with small vocabularies use curse words. No, sometimes a curse word is the right word, and it was the right word there. I think maybe he went a little bit heavy on calling the FBI leadership scum, scumbag, scum.
Yeah.
Remember, we need the soccer moms here. This was a great great week for Trump.
So you're not saying he was inaccurate, it's just that it probably didn't need to go that far with his description. He was talking about James Comey and Peter Strzok and Andrew McCabe, of course, and they behaved in a pretty scummy way, let's face it.
Yeah, they did. They did. No, I mean, if he were speaking, to a private audience of you and me.
Right. Yes.
I would have found it perfectly unexceptional, but that's the tiny quibble. The big quibble is, as I indicated on Twitter yesterday, it's just unbelievable how disloyal Trump is. Okay, great week. Sorry, don't want to hear this. But back in 2016, when CPAC was dead set against candidate Trump, the entire CPAC, a festival of Trump bashing. Obviously, Trump said, I'm not going. That's when Matt Schlapp was running it. It was back in 2011 when Lisa DePasquale, who's the one who raised, she was the CPAC director, she got CPAC from, 4,000 people to 10,000. 10,000 coming every year. Now it's just been overtaken, thanks to Matt Schlapp, by the Chamber of Commerce. She's the one who said, hey, let's invite Trump to speak. That was the speech that had a lot of people you and I know, saying, and one I believe was Stephen Miller, who saw that speech he gave because Trump was talking about immigration back in 2011 and said, oh my gosh, we've got to run this guy for president.
This guy's a comer, yeah.
Right. That was Lisa DePasquale. Nobody else would introduce Trump. She introduced him. Was she even invited to the ceremony yesterday? No, she wasn't. No, Trump makes a big point of thanking Matt Schlapp for inviting him in 2011, and that was a speech that really launched it. No. Schlapp was against you until you got in and he needed a job.
See, now, and here I am, Ann. I love you, and we're friends. I'm friends with Matt, and I'm friends with Lisa. So now I'm going to have to take it up with each of them.
Well, you're going to have to look at the facts, and I believe you will see that I just recounted a series of facts that are 100% true.
Thank you, Ann. You often do. Actually, in fact, always do. That's why your books are so well sourced and so well footnoted. It's always great to talk with you. Thank you for joining us.
Good to talk to you, Larry. Bye-bye.
You bet. It's fun. Now I got to call Lisa. Got to call Matt. Got to call my friend. I try to stay friends with everybody. I'm friends with everybody. Even with facts, I'm friends. I'm friends with Ed Rodriguez. He's in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
I know, but I'm a little put out.
Now I got to call Ed.
He's fired up today.